Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions Manchester United related. That's whether you're in the live show or you comment after the live. It's much appreciated either way. Big up to everyone who continues to support. Hope everyone's had a great start to their week as well. Everyone's had a great Monday. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video. We're already at double figure likes, so we're starting off extremely well. We're already at double figure likes, so let's bump that up. Let's double that. Let's get up to 20 likes. Let's share this across the socials as well. And that's me flawless is right there. Twitter and Instagram. Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram as well is right there, people. So you can retweet and like from the Twitter, follow and share from the Instagram as well. And on top of that, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Subscribe. We're only looking for two more subscribers to get us to 5,260. That's all we are looking for. That is the first subscriber milestone, and the first like milestone is 20, and we're now 8 short of that. So big up. Like I said, get your questions in. As you can see what the title is, Marcus Rashford scores again, an important win versus Leeds for Manchester United. So we will be discussing that. I'm very pleased with how Manchester United got the win. Very, very pleased with how Manchester United got the win. Big up to JB here. I know JB's from India, so large up to you. Says big up flawless. Qatar it is. We'll see what is the sources. What's this? Investors linked to the Qatari royal family are set to make a bid to buy MUFC before the end of this week. When that happens, I will discuss it when that happens. Malcolm says, a big up the man, then please like and subscribe on your way in. Big up to Malcolm. Big up to Genio the Jamaican. Good to see my Jamaicans in the building. Says, big up Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop, My Life Flawless. Big up to you. Shout out to Alam each and every time. Says, if you're in here, respect the work rate. Hit the like button and subscribe. Big up to my guy Alam every time. Big up to Marshall as well. Says, what's good, Flawless. I'm blessed, Marshall. I hope you are good too. I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions in regards to new ownership of Manchester United. As I always say with this, somebody's got to make an official bid. Me and Murtaz was having a discussion last week. It was on the show. It was Tuesday's ManDem United last week, and he was confident of a bid being made by Sunday. It's now Monday, still no bid. I'm not saying a bid won't happen. I'm just saying I'm waiting for an official bid. Somebody has to put the money up before I start talking about this in depth and before I get emotionally invested. Because at the moment, it's all rumors, speculation, and hypotheticals and what ifs. And this ain't Marvel. I don't deal with what ifs. I deal with the actual factuals of the situation. And the facts are nobody's made an official bid yet. And them Glazer Egypts are still in charge of the football club. Simple as that. So somebody got to put the money up, because that is a lot of money to put on the table. Absolutely. Viva Garnacho. JB will talk about Garnacho as well, who scored a very, very good goal. Very good goal against Leeds. Anton says, yo, flawless, which midfielder would you sign in the summer? Ideally two, but one I would definitely sign is Onana. Had signed Onana in an instance from Everton. I think he's quality. Perfect backup for Casemiro. Already played in the Premier League. You're only getting him from down the road. He would be great backup for Casemiro. Not on big wages. Not a big ego. He wouldn't come in and demand like first team football straight away. Still at the age where he can improve as well. And I think he'll be better with better players around him. And obviously the talking point when you first mentioned Onana is his physical stature, strong, quick, covers ground. And then even from a technical standpoint, you know what I'm saying, good on the ball, great in the tackle, helps you from set pieces, both defensively and in an attacking sense as well. And just has influence and impact. You ain't trying to see Onana. You are not trying to see him. You are not trying to see him. So yeah, Onana would be my first choice in terms of backup for Casemiro. And then I'd either go and get backup for Eriksen or I'd either go and get backup for Eriksen, or I'd go and try and get an upgrade on Eriksen. But I'd go and get an Eriksen type midfielder. Who that is, I don't know. Nobody really sticks out, to be honest. No one I look at and go, yeah. Like, I wouldn't mind the Tielemans, but what's concerning about Tielemans is that no top club has gone in for him, and he's been available now for it's been like, I think it's 2 seasons now, and he's cheap. I think he's only got a year left on his deal, or it might even be 6 months. I'll have to ask Neil on that. But when I talk to Neil, shout out to Neil, Leicester fan who's on Shameless FC over on Lewis's channel, he's not really a fan of him. And I know he's not the best defensively and he's not the best athlete, but I'm a fan. I'm not saying go and get Tillemans, but I'm saying go get a Tillemans type is what I would say. That's exactly what I would say. Bullock says these takeover bids are more annoying than transfer rumors. I hear you, Bucklock. I hear you. Serginio says Glazers to Jimmy. If you have to ask about the price, you can't afford it, big man. I hear that, man. JB says Elon Musk is believed to be interested in making a 4.5 billion move to buy Manchester United, and that's from Mike Keegan on Twitter. Well, see, Rogue's not having it though. He says, please, no Elon Musk. Rogue, why are you against Elon Musk? I'm just asking out of interest. I am. Fad says, sorry if I butchered your name, my guy. No disrespect. Says Flawless, what do you think of Hassam Aouar? He's a tidy player. One of them players that was linked to many top European clubs, and his name was mentioned a lot. Particularly Arsenal, I remember him getting linked to, but nobody made a bid for him. What I've seen of him, he looks good from what I've seen. But yeah, that's what I say. From what I've seen of him, he looks good, but I can't go any further than that because I've not sat down and watched him on countless occasions. So the sample size I'm talking from is very small. But he seems like a good player, technically sound. But say, for instance, United with the midfielder, back to that question, because you mentioned Hassam Aouar, who's also a midfielder. If United were to go and get Onana and then were to sign Sabitzer, I think that's great business. Because I like, from what I've seen, the 2 games Sabitzer's played, I like that. And I think Sabitzer next to an actual 6, like a Casemiro, or next to an Onana, or next to an actual DM, I think you'd see even better from him. I like him combative, covers the ground, tenacious, technically very good on the ball. The pass that he clipped over for sure, I've not seen enough people talking about that pass. That's quality. Like, if he don't play that pass pinpoint as he does, Manchester United don't score that goal, and we probably don't win that game. Because that game, it was ugly. It was an ugly performance, but we matched them in terms of effort. Skill-wise, it wasn't the best, but from when we're missing Martinez, Varane, Casemiro, Eriksen, and Martial, that's 5 of our starting 10. Half our outfield players, first choice outfield players, are missing. So I wasn't expecting a pretty performance when I've waxed lyrical about Manchester United's lack of depth and lack of quality. So when you take out 5 of our starters, of course we're going to miss him. If those 5 are all fit and we're actually in a title race, that's why, because I mentioned that because of the Varane situation, they start. We're top of the league and chasing the Premier League title. Varane starts that game, which lets me know Ten Hag is prioritizing the Europa League. And I think that's the right move, because the only trophy we cannot win, in my opinion, is the Premier League. We can win the Carabao Cup, we can win the FA Cup, we can win the Europa League, in my opinion. All those trophies, we have a legit chance. If we're not favorites, we're second favorites, to me. If someone wants to say Newcastle are better than us, all right, cool, but we're in the final, so we're second favorites automatically. FA Cup, if someone wants to put Manchester City ahead of us and say we're second favorites, cool, I'm not arguing you down. If someone wants to say we're second favorites for the Europa League because Barcelona are better than us, cool, again, not arguing you down, but we're in with a legitimate chance. So the fact that 5 of our first team players was missing is no surprise and no shock. We put in the performance we did. Adding the fact we're playing Leicester, who the players are going to be bang up for it. Ellen Road was rocking. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to anybody who was there, or you could hear it on your TV, I heard it on my TV, how Ellen Road was absolutely, it was always going to be a tough game. But the players did what they had to do. Defensively, we played well. We limited them. They didn't really create too much. It was just half chances. And during the watch along, you can go back and watch it. I think it's like 65, 70 minutes. And I say to Taza and I say to everyone watching, we can nick this game. I said that. I'm like, we can win this game. 110%. We can win this game. Yeah, bear with me, people. 1 second. My apologies, people. As I was saying, yeah, where was I? Yeah, defensively sound, and we limited them. And then it was just a question of our better attacking players doing the business, and three moments of individual brilliance got us that first goal. The pass from Sabitzer, which was pinpoint, absolute pinpoint. The touch, the control, the cross from Shaw, absolute quality. And then the header from Rashford, absolutely top-notch quality. And that's what then has won us the game, because then Leeds have to press on. Garnacho then scores on a counter-attack, and that's the effect Garnacho can have. Because I was thinking about this. We lack goals. One thing Garnacho had has and is, he's a goal threat. Because the attack is the worst part of our team. And you take out Rashford, we don't really have many goals in this side. Bruno don't really score a lot. Anthony doesn't really score a lot. Sancho's not prolific. Weghorst isn't prolific. Where are the goals coming from? So obviously we need those players I mentioned to pitch in, but Garnacho is now in that mix. I'm not sure where he is, but is he not top 4, top 5 goal scorers for us this season? So that's a good thing. So that's a good thing in itself. Well, of course, Bruno, Anthony, Martial, if he can get fit, Sancho, all need to start pitching in with more goals. We really, really do. But yeah, it was an ugly performance, but we got through it 1-2-0. And I'm so gassed and think it's an important win for momentum. I'm really chuffed about that performance. And chuffed means happy for those that don't know in regards to that. Ugly. I'm saying players are missing, tough away game. We just drew against them, so they're confident with that. And we went there, was resolute, and got the win. And anytime we beat Leeds, I'm a what's it called? I'm happy about. Can't stand him. Anton says, nah, Elon is a loose cannon dude, made Twitter worse somehow. What he did with Twitter, I don't trust him. So you man don't want him managing Manchester United because of what he's done with Twitter. You lot are jokers. Yeah. De Jong, who says no, says JB. Probably De Jong, if we're being honest. Who says no? De Jong. So if De Jong doesn't want to be at Manchester United Football Club, don't go and get him. And I feel that way about any player. If we went in for Kylian Mbappe, who everyone knows I'm a massive fan of, and he was like, I don't want to come to Manchester United, I'd be like, all right, leave it. We will go and get other players. It's fine. Big up all the legends in the building. Big up to Mohammed. Big up to Camille. Says, hit the like, people. Top content right here. Much appreciated. Salute. JB says, sources have suggested Joe Glazer and Avram Glazer would be reluctant sellers as they remain invested in the running of Manchester United despite regular protest against their family ownership. We will see. This wouldn't surprise me if it was true, though. And it also wouldn't surprise me if they were to sell us for 5, 6, 7 billion. Somebody got to put the money up. Bookluck said, it's interesting how every time Bruno gets moved from the 10, our game is better / more fluid. We're going to talk about that as well. We are going to talk about that. If we take Rashi out, say that again, Smile. You're going to have to say something else. That's his 3rd goal of the season. Yeah. Bud says, I'm hearing Garnacho is Dan James 2.0. I disagree with that. He's miles better than Dan James. JB says, I might not be Anthony's biggest fan, but we miss him so much. Yeah, we do. And we noticed that. And people can only look at goals and assists and what he does going forward. You'll hear me say this a lot, regular watchers. It's all about an outlet. He's a great outlet on that side. The same way Rashford is a great outlet. The same way Garnacho is a great outlet. Like, them man have impact and are involved in games, whether they're playing poorly, whether they're playing average, above average, good, or absolutely fantastic. And that is needed. The goal we conceded when Bruno got caught on the ball, the Leeds game, the one at home, Anthony doesn't get caught on the ball there. He holds that up, and people, it's so simple, so people don't really give it the credit, but the ball sticking once it goes forward, especially to your center forward, but your wide players as well. Nothing worse than the ball going out wide or the ball going forward and it just keeps coming back. Yo, let the ball stick. I play midfield outside the league. Worst thing in the world is me or another midfielder or a defender playing the ball forward and it just comes back. So you just can't get out. Like, let the ball stick. Help us get up the pitch. 100%. Over 45 of you locked in. We're at 28 likes. Let's get up to 30 likes, people. Let's get up to 30 likes. We're looking for 2 more. So let's do that, please. Share this across the socials. Let's get over 50 people in here as well. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. We was only looking for 2 new subscribers at the start of the live stream. Continue to get your questions in as well. Just keep them Manchester United related. Just having a look here right now as I refresh the screen to see. Right, we're at 30 likes. Let's go 40 likes, people. Let's go to 40 likes. 10 more now. Big up to you lot. You lot on it. No new subscribers, though. I know there's over 50 of you lot locked in right now. We're looking for 2 new subscribers. I know there's at least 2 of you lot who have not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. Girls up to 5,260. And don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. Vafa says, always nice watching your streams, Flawless. Big up, man. Much appreciated, Vafa. You're a regular here, so it's always appreciated. My guy, big up, big up. Rogue says, Flawless, are you Jamaican part? Yes, I am of Jamaican descent. Yes, Jamaican and Bajan as well. Barbados, yes. That is where That's where I'm a descendant from, where my family is, I should say. Smile says, if we take Rashi out, someone else would step up. How we attack would change. There's no guarantee. Why is that a guarantee that if Rashford wasn't playing or what a Rashford drops off form, that somebody else steps up? We need people to step up with him. As much as he's scoring goals and as much as he's on form and he's in the form of his life, which is fantastic to see, which I'm over the moon about for him and the football club because he's helping us so much. Other players need to start pitching him with goals. Chowdhury says, I didn't want to butcher your first name. Chowdhury says, Nico Barella will be a good signing to play alongside Casemiro. Barella's another player. Not seen a lot of him, but from what I'm seeing, I'm not really a fan. But again, small sample size. Flawless, not sure if you saw my comment, but curious about your fan base and Arsenal fan base believe their PR BS. It's because fans, it's hope. So because of hope, fans of both fan bases you mentioned there, including mine and yours, are going to want to believe these things. And this is why I keep my feet on the ground, because I've seen all of this before. Not in terms of ownership, but in terms of players. Because Manchester United get like in the summer, United will get linked with everybody because we're a juggernaut. And because fans will want that player, they will then get overly gassed about it like it's true. Until I hear something concrete is then when I pay it my full attention and I start talking in detail. Notice I've never spoken in detail about new owners. Never, ever. I'll answer questions if you lot ask me about it, but I'm never like, right, if we get new owners, we're going to do this, this, and that. I'm talking like we still have the Glazers in charge in the summer, because currently that's what it is. So that's how I look at it. Motped says, we could massively upgrade on Bruno. Never seen a number 10 give so many goals to the opposition. Fred gets slaughtered for giving the ball away less. I agree. We could massively upgrade on Bruno. In terms of him giving the ball away, I don't mind when a number 10 and when an attacking player loses the ball in the final third. That's not my issue. It's the middle third and the defensive third, your own defensive third, I have issues with. And that is my problem with Bruno. He has been better this season, though, and he's improved this season. And I think, one, that's because he has better players around him. Two, Ten Hag's system. I think those are the two things. And he's doing less silly things. But we've seen him get caught. But the reason why I don't criticize him heavily, because I know Bruno's level. I said it on the Unfiltered podcast yesterday when Saeed mentioned it towards the end of the show, and he mentioned Bruno not being at it. And I was just like, Bruno's just not that good. That's simply what it is. He's an attacking midfielder at number 10, and all his best attributes are off the ball. So is there a role for him within the football team? Absolutely, there's a role for him within the football team, without doubt. But do I want him starting week in, week out if Manchester United want to reach the heights that we want to reach? No, because I don't think he's good enough. Can he be a squad player? Yes. Is there roles for him in certain games? Yes. Like I said, Manchester City at home is a prime example of when Bruno can play his part, because he was very good that day. Outside of his goal, which he took very well, but he was very good that day. But there's now over 60 of you lot locked in. I'm only at 35 likes. 5 more likes. Let's get up to 40 likes, people. Let's get up to 40 likes. And have we even got any new subscribers? Let me check. Because I know there's at least some of you lot are new here on this Monday, which is great. Continue to get your questions in, but hit the subscribe button, man. Only looking for 2 new subscribers. I know that. I'm only looking for 5 more. Now 1 more like. Let's get us up to 40 likes. Let's do that. And please continue to share this across the socials. Let's get over 70 people in there. Flawless, do you speak patois? A little bit. Not fluent, but obviously I can understand it. But yeah, I don't speak it like fluently. Same with the Bayesian accent. Like I can put it on depending on what I'm talking about. Like if I'm cursing at certain points, there's certain words and certain phrases I can say. Would you take Locatelli? Not seen enough of him. Rogue says Barella is like variety. I don't think Barella's anywhere near. From what I've seen, he's nowhere near variety. I'm a big fan of variety. Big fan. Pogba didn't leave United and die. Like Pogba's been injury prone. That's what it is. That's been my biggest problem. I just think midfield creativity is lacking for us. Rashi can operate in chaos. Many of our other attackers probably can't. Midfield creativity is lacking for us. Absolutely. When you take out Eriksen, who not only progresses the ball very well, is also helps other attackers because they'll get them the ball early and then they have a couple more seconds to do their business. We don't really have creative players. Eriksen's now injured. Sancho's been missing. Anthony's been missing at parts. Martial's been missing at parts. So 4 of our most creative players haven't been around. So of course we're going to struggle. Like Rashford will create, but he'll create in a different way. Bruno will create, but he creates in a different way. Garnacho the same in that boat. Sabitza's just got here. It's not really Fred's game. It's not McTominay's game. Wan-Bissaka's not really like that. Dalot can help us create. Malacia is not really his game. Shaw can create. So like that's why we're lacking in creativity, because we are a work in progress. We are a work in progress. See, big up to Starlord as well. Big up to you every single time. RJ says, big up everyone. Big up to RJ. Big up Left Football. Big up. Bruno and Bernardo both give the ball away. Are you talking about Bernardo Silva? You don't be comparing. I hope that's not Bernardo Silva. You are comparing Bruno to, please. Booklock says that role is on the bench. I hear you. Ed says, can't lie, get me mad as our 10. I do love Bruno, but he's not been doing enough post-World Cups. You're talking about James Maddison from Leicester. Big fan. I would take James Maddison in a heartbeat. 60 M's, I'd take James Maddison. I think he's quality, and he's another player who it would improve us. I think he improves us massively, and I think his game improves as well, being around better players. Put Maddison in the midfield with Casemiro. Say it's Casemiro, Eriksen, Maddison. And then you got Anthony, and then you've got Rashford, and then you've got new striker. All of a sudden, that team looks so much better, and then that makes our bench so much stronger as well. But I like the idea of buying from within the Premier League. I'm not against going out and buying players from other leagues, because that's helped us. You know what I'm saying? We signed Martinez, we signed Malacia, we signed Casemiro, we signed Anthony, all from outside the Premier League, and they've done wonders for us. But I would still buy from within the Premier League. This is why you hear me mention Onana, Maddison, who Ed has mentioned here, Ivan Toney, who's been mentioned. These are players on time. Absolutely, goddamn. United versus Leicester, Maddison watch along. Oh yeah, of course. Yes, what the football said, liked up, make sure you do so. Mohammed said, had a dream about a midfield three of Casemiro, Pogba, Eriksen with Bruno doing Warboy on the bench. You lot are jokers. Yeah, Barella is not variety from what I've seen. Like, I rate variety. Like, really, I rate variety highly. Just injury prone, it seems. Would you take James Ward-Prowse? As much as I'm a fan of his, no. I don't think he's of the level of where we're trying to go. But to me, if you are chasing Europa League or lower, James Ward-Prowse is perfect for you. But this way, I think he should be in the England squad. Not starting, but as a set piece specialist, you need him. Like, he's a great weapon to have off the bench. Like, when England went out to France and Rashford's on that free kick, who's the one English player you want on that free kick at the end of the game? James Ward-Prowse. You in extra time in a final, a semi-final, a quarter-final, or a knockout, or another knockout tie of round of 32, whether it's World Cup, Euros, whatever, James Ward-Prowse to bring off the bench from them set pieces. He should be playing for England. Should be in the squad, 100%. Them set pieces is different. Big up to Dare. I hope I got your name right. Says Bruno is underrated. I agree, he loses the ball, but his goal contributions and work rate are insane. We have played a few games without Bruno, and we know the difference. Same with Anthony. I disagree that Bruno's underrated. I disagree with that. I agree he loses the ball, but his goal contributions. How many goals has he got this season? I don't think his goal contributions have been that high. Someone let me know in the chat. His work rate is very good, and I give him credit for that. We played a few games without Bruno, and we know the difference because there's no backup to him. If we get James Maddison, we're not going to see that drop-off. If we get a competent number 10, I don't think we see that drop-off. That's me personally. Oh, yeah, Bernardo Silva gives the ball away sometimes too, but Bruno is nowhere near. But I'd push Bruno off a cliff, and a couple of you lot off a cliff to get Bernardo Silva to Manchester United. I'm sorry. All right, this is what I say. I push Bruno and any Bruno fans off a cliff to get Bernardo Silva to Manchester United. That's what I say. That's what I would say. Big up to Matthew. Says we are so lucky to have a genius of a manager. He's playing others in different positions. Who would have thought Weghorst as a 10? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to Weghorst as a 10. How about Thiago? No, too injury prone. Would you take Almiron? No, because we got Diallo coming back. So I like Anthony and Diallo as options for that wide right position. Even though Almiron seems like a good player and he's had a good season, even though he's dropped off a little bit. No, I wouldn't. Just simply because I think we're stacked in that position. And we are 48 likes. All right, 2 more. You lot on the ball this week. Okay, let's go. Everyone started off the week bright. I fucks with it. Let's go. We have 48 likes. Let's get up to 50. What's going on? Let's get up to 50 likes. You lot on smoke. Let's go. Just refreshing the screen. Hit the subscribe button. Though I know everyone locked in who's enjoying this content right now is not subscribed. I know this as a fact. We're only looking for 2 new subscribers. Only 2 new, even though my laptop doesn't want to update to let me know if we've got one. And 2 more likes. 2 more likes, people. Let's see. So he's got 5 goals, 4 assists. Okay. How old is Almira? The football says we need midfielders and a striker. I agree. I think we need midfielders and we need strikers and centre backs as well, and plural. So I agree with you on that. I think we need more. We're linked with Ansu Fati. We're gonna get linked with everyone. That's Manchester United for you. Weghorst in the 10. Yeah, I gotta give Ten Hag his credit, give Ten Hag his flowers and his props for what he did in that game. Because that's 0-0 and he took off Sancho, brought on Garnacho, I believe, moved Weghorst to the 10, Bruno wide right, Rashford through the middle, Garnacho on the left, and it worked. And it was like her, but I'm at the point now with Ten Hag where even when I don't understand things, I won't question it. I'll be like, I don't get it, but you're the manager. You've been doing the business. I trust you. And it worked. It worked. Like Weghorst played the pass to Garnacho for the second goal. Rashford scored the goal from the centre forward position. Give Ten Hag his flowers because when his subs go wrong and don't go right, people will criticize him, and rightfully so, because no manager, no player is above criticism. But when he gets him right, give him his flowers, man. In Ten Hag, I trust. That man different. That's all I'm going to say. He got me so confident going into the games to the point where we're missing 5 first teamers, and I'm like, yeah, we can still get a win. In the game, we're not playing well, and I go, yeah, we can nick this. Like, I trust him to influence the game from the bench, even if he doesn't get it right from the start. Like, if you look at the back four, he played Maguire, he played Luke Shaw, left-sided centre-back. I fully understand why he played Luke Shaw left-sided centre-back because that's where Shaw's going to play on Thursday against Barcelona because Martinez is out. So it probably will be that back four, but instead of Maguire, it'll be Varane. We got the win. We got a clean sheet. Sabitza's suspended, so Casemiro will go and play in there instead of Fred. Bruno in the 10. On the right-hand side, it'll probably be Sancho. Left will be Rashford, and through the middle will be Weghorst. But yeah, Weghorst as the 10 is not something I want to see from the start of games, and I want to see regular going forward, but it's something different. Because one thing about Weghorst is he's technically tidy. And as we've seen from the through ball as well, that was a good pass. That was a great pass. He was our best midfielder in that game, you could argue it. I think he was. And to RJ, yes, I will be doing a Liverpool-Everton watch-along on the Twitch, people. So you will not find it here on the YouTube. If you are not following the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, make sure you get over there because that's where you get all the non-Manchester United Premier League watch-alongs, Champions League watch-alongs, fan calling shows, members Q&As, NBA watch-alongs, courtside commentary, which is the NBA podcast, plus more. The same way on YouTube, there's a schedule on Twitch, so you can go and check that out. Download the Twitch app, go follow Sarcasm City TV, but hit the like button and subscribe here too. Make sure you're following on both, people. That's what you should be doing. But yeah, Liverpool Everton watch-along tonight. But in regards to Weghorst, yeah, man, he did the business. Weghorst did the business, and that's props to Weghorst, and that's props to Ten Hag. On to Garnacho now as well. Quality finish. Very, very smart finish. Great outlet, constant threat, and he's one of them players you want, especially when the other team is attacking you and the spacing behind. Like, and the way he took the control, and when he's first scored the goal, I'm thinking Meslier made a mistake because he's got beaten at the near post. Now he meant that because he's opened up his body like he's going to whip it far post, and he's whipped it near post. Caught the goalkeeper out. Very smart, very intelligent, good goal, thoroughly deserved, especially because of the performance and then all of the criticism and talk about him after the Leeds game initially, which I believe is over the top. No player is above criticism, but was the criticism of Garnacho after the Leeds 2-2 draw over the top? Yes, but with the Manchester United fan base on socials, we're always looking for a scapegoat. All the time. If Martial plays that game, Martial would have got that criticism. If Anthony plays that game, it would have been Anthony. But there's no Martial. There's no Anthony. Bruno ain't going to get criticized. Rashford's in hot form. He's the only one to blame. He's legit the only one that is going to get the blame. And we're at 53 likes. Big up, you lot. We are at 53 likes. And we're one short now on the subscriber. We're only looking for one new subscriber. There's over 60 of you lot locked in. I know for a fact that somebody hasn't hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We're live here every single day on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Then it says, big up Flawless when it's Battle of the North. 6 p.m. We're recording it, but I don't think it's going out live. I think it's a pre-record. So it'll be out tonight. Is the Elon Musk news true? Apparently he wants to buy for $5 billion. I don't know the football. I don't know the source. I don't know if a credible source has spoken on this. I have no idea. I really don't know. I'm really unsure. Oh yeah, we got Barcelona coming up Thursday. What are you lot saying in the chat? Let me know in the chat. Everybody, Manchester United fans. I know there's non-Manchester United fans in here. Who you got going through this tie? Let me know. And big up as well to my guy Double A. Says man's en route flawless. Double A will be here shortly. He's on his way back from work, so he'll be joining us for like the last half an hour. You know how we do on Sarcasm City TV. Only bring you the special guests, so he will be here. Go subscribe to his channel, Talking Kit. Get him up to 500 subscribers yesterday, or a couple of days. Yeah, it was yesterday. He went over 400. So go and subscribe to Talking Kit. Great channel. And basically, they're talking about football kits. So they rate its Premier League kits, other European kits, international kits. And it's not just from this season. It's years gone by as well. So make sure you check it out. Excellent channel. Book Clock says, I just need to see more quality in the side, more ball retention. Book Clock, what makes you think you're going to see ball retention with the side? We don't have the players for that. It would be nice if we did that, yeah, but we don't have the players for that. Look at the team. Look at the team. We really don't. Like when we lined up against Leeds, and it was Sabitzer, Fred, and Bruno, I knew there was going to be no ball retention. I knew that Leeds would have the ball, or it would be 50-50. Like I knew this for a fact, like 100%. Like I'm fully aware of what I'm watching. Yes, what I want, I agree with you, is more ball retention, more control. But Ten Hag is working with what he has. We don't have the players for that. Eriksen's a key component in that. Casemiro's a key component in that. Martial's a key component in that. Theodore Anthony, you could add into that. That's four. Four of those players were missing. You have to work with what you have. And that's what Ten Hag is doing. So I don't think we can see more quality in the side because these players, they're already playing above their level. It is. I meant it as get me more quality players in. I was watching City yesterday and being sad thinking about our team in terms of that. Yeah, because we're far away from that though. We all want, I think that's one thing that all Manchester United players, United fans are in agreement is we want new players in. Who we want, that's a whole different conversation. But I've not seen one Manchester United fan ever say, yeah, we don't need to sign anybody. Everyone knows we need improvements and there's still levels to go. Everybody knows so. Let's see what's going on. Elon doesn't have $5 billion to spend, so it's going to be another Glazer situation with banks involved. That's what I don't want. Knowing Ten Hag, he will go for a camp in the summer. I hope so. We need to. Flawless, I don't really care if we get knocked out by Barcelona. Players get more rest. I disagree with that. Players get more rest for what exactly? What are they getting more rest for? The Carabao Cup's going to be done this month. The FA Cup is quarterfinal, semi-final, and final, I believe. Yeah, 6 rounds. Yeah, the 6 rounds, the quarterfinal. So that's 3 games. So what are we getting more rest for? To finish in the top 4? Like, I'm legit asking. I don't understand this. I'm lost. Yes, the new Jamaica kit is fire. IQ says, Ten Hag wants to play possession football. Check his post-game press conference. I even need to check his post-game press conference. We know what Ten Hag's philosophy is like. Black Diamond speaks on it, like Wax is lyrical about it all the time, but he's dealing with what he's got. Yes, and for those asking the football, Casemiro is available against Barcelona. He is. Since Barca are 11 points ahead in La Liga, you think they'll take the game serious? That's a point, King Manny, that people are not taking into consideration. Because they're chasing a La Liga title, how serious are they taking Europa League? I don't know, because I don't watch Barcelona like that week in, week out. I don't know, like, Xavi's motive on it. I don't know how the players are looking at it. I don't know how the fans are looking at it. But the fact that they're chasing La Liga and drop down from the Champions League to the Europa League, I don't know how serious they take it. Hopefully not too serious, because I want to win that competition. Because that competition is there for the taking. Go and win it. People turning their nose up at a European trophy is crazy to me, considering the position we're in, considering we ain't won a trophy in 6 years. Why are we turning up our nose at Europa League to go finish 3rd in the Premier League? Someone make that make sense. Personally, I don't get that. I don't. What's better, finishing third or winning the Europa League? Finishing fourth or winning the Europa League? It's the Europa League. Finishing second or winning the Europa League? Winning the Europa League. Because we're not going to win the Premier League. We're not. We're not good enough. Matthew says here, I watched Barca last night. They were average, to be honest, but need to keep an eye on Pedri. That kid is special. Yeah, I don't think they're anything special. I've not watched him in detail recently, but when I watched them in the Champions League, they weren't good. I watched them once and said, yeah, they're not getting out of this group. People are like, oh, you're wrong. They're getting out of the group, and they didn't. And they weren't even in a tough group. Bayern Munich, yeah, they was with Inter Milan and Victoria P. And they're not getting enough slander for not getting out of that group. Let us not get out of that group. If Manchester United didn't get out of that group, people would still be talking about it now, despite our upturn in form and how good we've been. If we fail to get out of that Champions League group, people would still be talking about it now. But because it's Barcelona, let's sweep this under the rug. No, that's terrible. Have they improved since then? Yes. Does it have major bearing on the team, on the game now, on Thursday? No. But does it still have impact? Yes. They're not a great side. They're in very good form, yeah. But do I think they're a great side? Personally, no. I don't. I'm confident. How much does the mic cost? My big bro gave it to me, so I don't know how much it costs. Are we in a title race? Mathematically, yes. But do I believe we are legitimately in a title race? No, because I don't believe we can win it. So it kind of makes this question redundant to me personally. I'm not interested in being in races we can't win. So if you want to say mathematically United in a title race, yeah, I suppose we are. Are we realistically and like a legitimate force in that race? No. For me, the only purpose of winning the Europa League is to guarantee a spot in the Champions League. Otherwise, it's fatigue and load of crap Thursday nights. Yeah, so it's to guarantee a champ. So, all right, so let me ask you, IQ, what's better? What's a better way of Manchester United getting into the top four? I mean, getting into the Champions League, Europa League or top four? You can pick. So I'm asking you, you can pick between those two things. So you can have one or the other. It's not both. So United can win the Europa League and go into the Champions League, or finish third and go into the Champions League. Please let me know. If we lose to Barcelona, it'll be a big mental block. Big mental block to the team. It could be Malcolm. Philip says, I'm not sure who will go through out of Barca and United, but as United are an English team, I want them to go through, but not to win a trophy. As I'm a United hater, you'll never walk alone. That's crazy. I never understood this logic, ever. I've never, ever, ever understood this logic of, because I support a team in England, I want other English teams to do well. Absolutely not. I want all English teams to go out at the Champions League. I want Tottenham to go out to AC Milan. I want City to go out to Leipzig. I want Liverpool to go out to Madrid. And I want Chelsea to go out to Dortmund. I want to enjoy the Champions League in peace. I want them all out. All out. Never got it. I don't want my rivals to do even remotely well. I don't want my rivals winning a game. Never mind getting through a Champions League time. Nah. Absolutely not. We play every day, every 3 days flawless. Yeah, I hear that, but that's not an answer to my question, IQ. That's not an answer to my question. Which one would you prefer? Finish top four and get into the Champions League, or win the Europa League and get into the Champions League? That's all I'm asking. That's it. Why can't we rest players for the Premier League? That's another question I have for you and other people. People are talking about, there's a game every 3 days, which is 3-4 days, which is true. Why can't we rest players for the Premier League? Ten Hag just did it. He just rested Varane. So why can't we do that further on? Flawless, would you rather United finish top four and no trophy, or Europa and no top four? Europa and no top four. I want trophies. There's no trophy for top four. I don't think people realize this. I don't get this. Top four is not a trophy. It's not an achievement. It doesn't go on your accolade list. We don't look at managers' lists, like manager accolades and player accolades, and go, they finished top four. Someone show me where that all finished top four. When you have pundits on, whether it's Sky, BBC, BT, and they put their name on the screen, and then they have their achievements below it. They never say, top four finish in the season 2022-23 in the Premier League. No, they talk about what they won. Champions League winner, Europa League winner, Premier League winner, FA Cup winner, Carabao Cup winner. I want to win trophies. What is this top four thing? Top four is not a trophy. So yes, I'm taking Europa League over top four. Because you get the same thing anyway. You get a trophy at the end of it. People just don't want to get bantered. That's what it is. That's legit what it is. I don't understand that logic. I think it's foolish. Yeah, we're already in the top 3. Okay, and we can get past Barcelona, IQ. What's your point? We can get past Barcelona and go win the Europa League. I don't get it. Yo, Kali, I'm with you. I don't care. Europa's a no-brainer. I don't care about top 4 for real. Because if we can't finish in top 4 in the Premier League anyway, I don't particularly want to be in the Champions League, scraping top 4 on the last day to then go be also runs in the Champions League. Like, at worst case scenario, I want to be at least a dark horse in the Champions League. I don't want to be there how we've been there under Oli. I'm saying in Moyes and Van Gaal and Mourinho, where we were also runs afterthoughts. That's dead, just making up the numbers. Not there to just make up the numbers. Word to Saeed, this is Manchester United Football Club. I'm just worried about fatigue. Imagine if Rashford picks up an injury. So why can't we rest Rashford then in Premier League games? Why can't we rest Anthony, Bruno, Sancho, Casemiro, Sabitzer will throw in the mix, Martinez, Varane, Dalot? Why can't we rest these men in Premier League games? Why not? We just seen Ten Hag do that against Leeds and we won. So why can't we do that going forward? Why does Rashford have to play every Premier League game? I don't get it. Someone tell me what Manchester United's achievement is going to be in the Premier League. What are we doing? Yeah, this is it. Yo, you preaching to the choir, Matthew. I prefer trophies. We've been starved too long, and to win trophies breeds confidence. Yeah. Like, what? I don't get. Someone explain this to me, please. I beg. Like, someone, like, what's going on? Again, to continue to share this out across the socials as well. Just under 50 of you lot locked in. We are at 61 likes though. So big up to you lot. We are at 61 likes. Let's bump that up to 70 likes. Continue to get your questions in as well. Where is this? Just in. I'll get to this. Don't worry, JB. I'll get to that. Don't worry. The football says FA Cup or Europa if top 4 is guaranteed already. I'm going Europa League. Europa League is a bigger trophy than the FA Cup. It's a bigger trophy. It's a European trophy. Are they both second tier? Yes. But I'm taking Europa League over FA Cup. Same way I'm taking FA Cup over Carabao Cup. I'm not turning up my nose at either of them. But one thing I am doing is taking Europa League, FA Cup, and Carabao Cup all over top 4. It's about winning trophies. All this top 4 nonsense. Unless we're winning the Premier League, I don't care. I really don't. See? And Serginho said it here. If we win the Europa, you get into the first pot versus top 4. We get a pot determined on where we finished. Also, it helps. This is a fantastic point. One I've forgotten about. If you win the Europa League, you go into pot 1 in the Champions League draw, which then helps you. Then potentially helps you get a more favorable group. Like, come on, man. What is going on? Not about winning trophies. That's what we're on. That's what it's built on. Like, to those that have been lucky enough to have been Old Trafford, and you see the statues of different players outside, and then there's outside Old Trafford, there's pictures of loads of different legends. So like Keane, Scholes, Cole, all. Go show me a statue or a picture of someone outside the stadium at a major club for finishing top 4. Never happens and never will. Never happen at Manchester United. Will never happen at Liverpool. Will never happen at Chelsea. Will never happen at Manchester City. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Yeah, the football, like, this ain't even about knowing ball. To me, this is just common. This is just straight common sense. This is common. Celebrating. I've never, yeah, let's finish top 4. No troll. People just don't want to get banned. That's what that is. That's just straight. That's a new thing. I've never heard anyone of over a certain age say that. It's crazy. Okay, kid says Arsenal probably, big up AA, Arsenal probably have those 4. But they have, all jokes aside, they got pictures of Bergkamp, Thierry Henry. If there's an Arsenal fan in the chat, you all know someone who's been Emirates, know. But they have their legends outside, like Tony Adams. You know what I'm saying? They're players who help them win Premier Leagues. Actual trophy, all this top 4 stuff. Flawless. Whoever you're a fan of finishing, who's ever a fan of finishing in the top 4. Say that again, Philip. Say that again. I don't know. In the past, I used to look at Europa League as a goal to get back in the Champions League because we're crap in the Premier League. It is a goal to get back into the Champions. That's added incentive. That's at one, it gets you back into the Champions League, and two, like Serginho says, it gets you into pot one. There are two major pluses. And three, on top of that, it's a European trophy. Who's turning their nose about? It's not the Champions League, but it's still great to have. Because I guarantee you, to all them Ollie fans, if we would have won the Europa League, that's one thing they'd be using. Oh, he helped us win the Europa League. But because he lost, and I'm not saying you are the IQ, but I'm just using this as an example. Turning up your nose. And the competition's not even strong. Look at the other teams in the Europa League aside from Barcelona. Throw Arsenal in the mix. There's no team. There's good sides there, but there's no teams there I look at and go, I don't want to face them. Very similar to the FA Cup and how I've spoken about the Carabao Cup. And if you get favorable draws, you can end up in a final. That's another thing in regards to the Europa League. You don't necessarily need to play your strongest team to get past a Union St. Jello. So we tell you, is that what? Someone let me know in the chat if they don't believe that we don't need our strongest team to get past the Union St. Jello. If we can't get past the Belgian Pro League, we need to pack it in. All the players need to resign. Ten Hag needs to resign. The coaches need to resign. Everybody at Manchester United needs to resign. And we just need to put yellow tape around the stadium. Just yellow tape and just let it go. If we can't get past Union St. Jello, if we can't get past the Belgian Pro League side. Now, let me look at these Europa League teams. Hold on 1 second. Actual groups. The winners of the groups. Look who won groups. Real Sociedad. Yeah, they finished above us. They're not a good side. We all watch them games. A certain guy who's now applying his trade in Saudi Arabia didn't help us in that, but that's a whole different conversation that people ain't ready for. Whole different conversation people ain't ready for. See, I'm looking here right now. So this is the winners of the groups. Hold up. So Arsenal, Fenerbahce, Real Betis, Union St. Jello, Sociedad, Feyenoord, Freiburg. I can't even pronounce that team. Who are these? Beginning with F. They play. Who are these? Table, let me check. It's FERENCVAROSI. I don't even know what league this is. Who are these? Let me Google this. I don't even know who they are. Does anyone know in the chat who they are? They won Group F with, who else is in their group? They won Group F with Monaco, Trabzonspor, and another team I can't pronounce. Who are these? I don't know who these are. Legit. Someone let me know. I legit can't pronounce their name. You lot know I can't pronounce anything. Manchester United should win the Europa whenever they're in it, considering the heritage. What's Europa League, man? We should go for every competition we're in, especially when we haven't won a trophy in 6 years. Some of these fans happy with top 4 over trophies, etc. To me, that's an Arsenal fan mentality. I agree in terms of, I don't understand the mentality. To me, it makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. IQ says Flawless Fergie would have played the kids in Europa League. He wouldn't have if we went 6 years without a trophy, but that never happened under Fergie when he was in his prime. Once Fergie started winning, we didn't stop. What's the longest Fergie went once we won that first FA Cup? 2 years is probably the longest we went without a trophy. So, yeah, he probably would have played the kids in the Europa League if we were challenging this context. We're not 6 years, so it's completely different. We're not in a position of power. We're not in the Champions League and we're not competing for the Premier League. Therefore, go win the trophy. IQ, you still not answered my question. When I asked you, what would you prefer? Europa League or top 4? What would you prefer? This season, you can pick. So it's one or the other. So United either win the Europa League or don't win the Europa League and get top 4. Juventus also win Europa. Yeah, I'm cool. I think we'll bypass Juventus. I have no issues bypassing Juventus. I don't even know who this team is. Legit. Who else is? I don't even know. But yeah, back to my point is there's none of these teams that I fear. That's what I'll say. That's what I would say. And I'm looking here. So you got PSV Sevilla, Nantes Juventus, Midtjylland Sporting, Monaco Leverkusen, Union Berlin, Ajax, Roma, Salzburg, Rennes Shakhtar Donetsk, and then obviously also in Barcelona. Right. Finishing in the top 4 is good, but not worth celebrating. Unlike winning the trophy, is no matter who you support. Flawless. Yeah, I'm about winning trophies. That's what I'm about. That's what I remember as a United fan. Before we get onto this, how many likes are we actually on? How many likes are we on? Right, we've hit the first milestone, 5,260. Big up to you lot. Let me refresh that, see if we've got any more. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're at 65 likes. Let's get up to 70 likes before we close out. Let's get up to 5 likes. And hit the subscribe button if you're new as well. We're looking for 2 more subscribers here, people. Looking for 2 more subscribers. But at least we hit the first milestone. Are they a Turkish team? RJ, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Top 4 and a trophy is a huge success for Eric Ten Hag in his first season. The thing is, I genuinely think we'll finish top 4. I think we'll finish top 4. And again, that adds into Ten Hag and the players we have, but also the fact that I don't rate the competition around us like that. Newcastle are a good side, but can't score goals. Spurs will always Spurs. There's always a poor result around the corner for them. Bentancur's injured as well, so that's a massive blow. We're better than Brighton, Fulham, and them, man. We're better than Brentford. Chelsea and Liverpool have fell off a cliff. Who can catch us? You know what I'm saying? Someone tell me, who can catch us legit? What 2 teams? I don't see 2 teams catching us. So I think top 4 is secure. So I don't even worry about that. I get you, we desperately need a trophy, but I'm afraid we throw top 4 out the window because of fatigue. If we throw top 4 out the window, so be it. Who do you think can catch us, IQ, is my question. I don't think there's 2 teams that are better than us, even with fatigue. When I say better than us, I'm talking about like below us. So from Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspur, Brentford, Fulham, Brighton, we'll throw Liverpool and Chelsea in that mix. But Liverpool are 17 points behind us. Chelsea are probably around the same amount, 16. So that's a massive turnaround for them to overtake. Not only do we have to lose a lot of games, they'd have to win all their games. Truthfully, I don't think United will prevail over Barca. Their defense is insane. Conceded only 1 goal with the first back 4. That was an own goal. Ajaro is insane, man. I'm still confident. Yes, they've been defending very well. Defensively, been very good. But defensively, we've been very good too. When our records match up, there isn't too much difference. And I like how we match up. I keep talking about this stylistically. That tiki-taka high line. Whoo! That big pitch on the new camp. We're going to cook. Also adding in as well, the second leg being at Old Trafford. If the second leg was at new camp, I'd be confident but less confident. But as long as we don't go there, as long as we go there and don't lose, I think we go through. Then it makes it it's a one-legged tie. The first leg is irrelevant. If it's 0-0, if it's 1-1, if it's 4-4, no matter what it is. If we come back to Old Trafford and the game is level or we're ahead, we'll beat them. Oh, 100%. With our home form, definitely. We ain't lost at home, since the opening day of the season. Won 13 out of our last 14 games at home, and we've beat better sides than Barcelona. Manchester City are a better side than Barcelona. Arsenal are a better side than Barcelona. So we've booked 2 teams who are better than them. But someone in the chat gonna lie and tell me Barcelona. Someone did that actually. Someone told me Barcelona are better than Manchester City. So someone gonna lie and say Barcelona are better than those 2 sides. So we saying Barcelona will win the Premier League is what we're saying if they were here. No. And if they were that good, why are they not in the Champions League? Bear in mind they're a Champions League dropout. They couldn't get out of a group including Inter Milan and Victoria P. Inter Milan, who are a bang average side. Victoria P, we can't even name any of their players. These are the facts. There is nothing there that I just made up. None of that was opinion. But someone gonna lie. Someone gonna jump in the comments and lie. 100%. Whether it's a rival fan or a United fan that's pessimistic. 100%. Without goddamn doubt. Again, you lot continue to bump up the likes, please, as well. How many likes are we at? 67. All right, man. Let's get up to 70. Continue to get your questions in as well. Emma said, I genuinely just don't care about Europa. I just want to knock out Barca as their fans are talking shit. It is. And that being said, people, I did say last half an hour, we always bring you special guests, man. Like I say, Sarcasm City TV, kind of like a Royal Rumble, man. You never know who's going to make special guest appearances on shows, whether it's ManDem United's Q&As. I've already waxed lyrical about his channel and how it's something different to what the norm is in terms of rating football kits, which I think is great when it's Premier League kits, but it's not just Premier League kits. In the modern day era, it's olden day. In the years gone by, Premier League kits also outside of the Premier League as well. So whether that's La Liga, whether that's Serie A, also international as well. So make sure you subscribe to his channel. I'm going to add to the title, making his the channel, and you can also catch him as one of the quartet, including myself on MUFC Unfiltered Podcast. Double A is in the building. Yes,
Hey,
Double
bro.
A, we say, man.
You good, bro? I'm alright, man. Yeah, I'm good. Enjoying the show. I was watching and listening on the way home. You've gassed me for Europa League now. You started on me last night. You was wearing me down last night, and now, yo, we're winning everything. We're winning it all, man. We're winning it all, man.
Energy. So your thoughts on it? How are you looking at it? Because that is now the next game. How would you like to see us approach it? How confident are you going into that game, etc., etc.?
Yeah, like as you know, I've been maybe a little bit pessimistic on the Unfiltered Podcast, basically saying it's we need to be careful. We need to be careful because of how many games there is. This, and this, and like genuinely, mate, you made a rousing speech, bro. You've fully convinced me now. Like nothing ventured, nothing gained. No one remembers anyone who finishes third or fourth or second, other than the teams that finish second, third, or fourth.
Facts.
The most important thing is under this new manager, we need to win. We need to win trophies, and we're in the final for one. Hopefully, we can get at least one or two more of the two that we're in. And one thing I think we know about this manager is he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for everything. So let's just get behind him and see where we go. Like we've all been saying, it's very cliched, but it rings so true, especially for us this season. Is we just have to take everything a game at a time, and that's all we can do, and see where we go. I'm just enjoying the ride more than anything, and yesterday compounded that for me. Like it was I enjoyed that game immensely, even though for 80 minutes you're tearing your hair out and you're cussing every single player out.
Yeah,
bro, you enjoy it, and when you get the win, it's even sweeter than that. Like I remember, I was going mad for Rashford's goal.
Yes,
and I text my dad straight away, and he's like VAR, and I was like, yeah, but it's a goal, and it was. So I think it's just it's an exciting time to be a Manchester United fan, and I think we've had so much shit over the last 10 years that even we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's all we've wanted. So these are all professional footballers. These all know what's at stake. The manager has started. I didn't see Maguire starting yesterday. I didn't see that rotation happening at all.
Neither did I.
So
which makes me think he could be prioritizing the Europa League. I think he rested Varane, which I'm happy about.
And it was weird that Martinez didn't start because he can't play Thursday. So it was like, at least play one of them. And then you think, if Shaw does start on Thursday, which we're all assuming he will do, did he play Shaw at Ellen Road knowing it was going to be a backs against the wall cauldron kind of type of atmosphere?
Yep, I think that's why he did it.
You know what I mean? And to see, sink or swim, it's all right doing it. Who did he do it for? Wolves was a tough one. Away from home, as it always is. But
that being said, he did do it against City as well.
Yeah,
which was crazy. He did it against City. That was crazy when you think about it. And Shaw actually played well.
It's mad. And he did. Yeah, he did. And mate, this is one thing I like about this manager, that you can't read him. There's certain instances and you think he has his favourites and he waxes lyrical about certain players, but as we all saw against Wolves, Rashford was on the bench. He come on and scored the winner. That's absolutely fine. But he makes the decisions. You know he is the gaffer. He's the manager. Other managers we've had have had to toe the line. Think of the ex-legend that was the manager. Was just happy to have the job. Would do anything. Probably wasn't even picking the team a lot of the time. I don't think. I think the dressing room were more often than not. You hear about the player power that was going on during that period, and it makes you wonder. But we finally have a world-class manager at the helm, and we had world-class managers in terms of Van Gaal and Mourinho, but they were on the other edge of the peak. They were coming down.
Yes.
There's nothing but incline with Ten Hag because he's a young manager that very progressive, and he was the hipster's choice. Everyone wanted him, and I've heard Tottenham fans say it, City fans, and even Liverpool fans have all said. There was reports coming out before we announced it that Pep was speaking to City and saying,
Ten Hag's the next guy.
I want him to be after me. So the fact, the one good thing I will say about the Glazers is they listen to the fans in that aspect, because the media and ex-players were all licking the backside of Poch. It seemed nailed on. It was going to be Pochettino that got the job, and luckily, United are very clued into social media. They'll keep an ear to the ground. They know what the fans are talking about because they need to in terms with the whole regards to how the ownership's viewed. So they would have seen the tweets, Instagram or whatever, TikToks. All the fans wanting Ten Hag. So the fact they listened to us and got the man we all wanted is the only good thing I think they've ever done in terms of that. So I'm just so excited. Like you saying, bro, I'm just so excited. Every game, it's just, I can't wait to watch us play. And
yes,
I've spoken about the atmosphere at Old Trafford is just, it's just a different place now. Everyone's happy. Everyone's chatting. Everyone is getting it. Bro, the other night against Leeds, 8 o'clock kickoff, I was there at 6:30. I don't do that. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I used to avoid going to the point I get there 10 minutes before. I'm there at 6:30. And, Andy was there. We're all at Saeed. We're all having a laugh.
Everybody's in a good mood. Yeah. The feel good factor.
Crazy, man. He's brought that back in spades, and the players are showing that on the pitch as well. You see that togetherness and that fight. That they're all there for each other, and Maguire will say it in his way. I spoke about it. About how he'll say it, but in an egotistical way, and he's true in what he's saying. These players are putting the team before themselves, and yeah, it's what we've wanted for a while. But it's happy days, man. Let's just see where he can take us, because if he's backed properly, I believe he can take us straight back to the top, Champions Leagues and leagues.
I hope so. I really do hope so. And yeah, big up to everyone who's still locked in. Just please, no spamming in the chat as well. And I see you saying, who says, where is this? They lost in the Champions League because their back four were injured in 5 games, plus Xavi switched to a 4th 2-2 post World Cup. Well, that's on Xavi for getting it wrong then. Like, all I'm hearing here is excuses. They didn't play good teams. Inter Milan are not a good side. Victoria P are definitely not a good side, and they failed. This is what I'm talking about with mental gymnastics. Always ifs, but same way when we performed poorly at the start of the season, there was no excuses. Ten Hag was receiving criticism, and rightfully so. The players were receiving criticism, and rightfully so. We turned it around. As good as they are, which I think Barcelona are, the top of the league, they're playing well. They're defensively very good. Yes, they are a good side. But do we match up against them very well? Yes, 100%. So this is why I'm confident going into this game. Same way I understand why a Barcelona fan would be confident going into this game. We've won. We're in great form. And if we just avoid defeat there, bringing them back to Old Trafford, I fancy our chances. Double A just actually spoke on it there in regards to the atmosphere and the feel-good factor. And yes, our away form has been good, but our home form has been exceptional. Minus that draw against Leeds, it's been 100%. And even that, coming back from 2-0 down, is fantastic. And you mentioned something in regards to the Leeds game as well, in terms of you enjoy watching it. I felt the same way. Even though you're mad and you're shouting at your TV, or if you're at the game, you're shouting at the players and like, oh, let's get it together. There's still the belief, even though we're not playing well, that we can win. Whereas last year, we lose that game or we don't win it. The same way the Leeds game, the one on Wednesday, I don't think we win that game. And there's many other games like that. So that's what I'm really, really pleased about. And actually, we'll get to this because JB mentioned this just then. There's a growing acceptance on both sides that Maguire will have to move at the end of the season. Your thoughts on this, Double A? Because he was rumored to be, he was linked away from Manchester United during January. So your thoughts on this?
I mean, if that's true, I'm quite happy about that. I think, he was bought. A lot of people talk about Anthony and all these players being costing this much, and Paul Maguire, Harry Maguire. Do you know what? Paul Maguire, I used to go to school with a guy called Paul Maguire. I don't know how his head popped in my head. I've not thought about him for about 20 years. How's he popped in my head? What the? Mate, that's weird. yeah, Harry Maguire. He's never an £80 million player. He's never a £50 million player. We got absolutely spanked, and I reckon that Leicester board every time they see Harry Maguire, they must just laugh and chuckle and go, "Wow, we actually sold him for £80 million. Like that's madness. 80 million, and it cost more than Van Dijk. And I'm, you know, you say what you want about Van Dijk. It's like, how does that happen? So, listen,
he cost more than Martinez,
bro. He cost more than a lot of players, and that's worrying. He cost more than Varane. Oh my god,
you know,
oh my god, cost more than Casemiro. Oh my god, bro. It's one of them for him. Like, you know, he come off the fact Ollie and Woodward were on this English players only flex. Like, they wanted this British core, which United have never even had anyway. Like, apart from the class of '92 and a few Irish players, you know, we've never really had this massively English core. And let's be honest, England aren't even that good. So why?
Yeah, it's all about the players. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I'm trying to think. Yeah, we had Rio, we had Carrick, Scholes, Rooney, but then around that it was quality.
Yeah,
and your Evers and Vidiches and Tevez and Ronaldo.
There's always been that European flex and that European influence in the dressing room, because it's very important. And I think I don't understand why, you know, you think of Dan James and it was Wan-Bissaka and it was Maguire and McTominay was getting more games than he should, Rashford, and it was just a weird flex. And I think he's come in off the back of a decent World Cup, you know, and straight away, I didn't want him anyway, and straight away at the game, watching him, I was like, this guy is not gonna do well in this club. He's not that good at all, and gets given the armband, which makes it tense. The added pressure on himself taking it. His ego is clearly too big. I was going to say too big for his shoulders, but his head's far too big for his shoulders. We all see. We all can see that. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand what he sees, and then what everyone else must see, because it's one of them where he must have the yes men behind him telling him that he is sick.
The
he
guy.
is world class.
Yeah.
He is the man. He is, as they say on Twitter now, he is him. You know what I'm saying? He's him, bro. He's him. That's what they're saying. Everyone else is looking and thinking, it's like the Emperor's new clothes. He's walking around like he's the king, and we can all see some butt naked, big headed guy. What is that? But what's going on, man? Like, you're not that guy, bro. And I think it's taken Ten Hag to show that. Like,
yeah,
we can see when we have two world-class centre-backs that his style of football is long in the past. He's a John Terry type. John Terry wouldn't do well in the Premier League, man. I think John Terry's era of being a centre-back,
with the high line and stuff like that. I get what you're saying.
100%. And I think I worry when we play Harry Maguire, because we have to change all around the pitch on how we play. We have drawn, defenders having to, the midfielders are having to drop back deep, and because we're scared about being caught on the counter, and that should never be the case. You know, you look at Man City, they can just change most players and they'll continue to play the same system and the same style of play. Well, we can't do that with Maguire, and that's a big worry for me. And the only upside to it now being is if, you know, the Glazers won't sell him or wouldn't sell him because he's listed as an £80 million asset. He's not worth £80 million, but on their books, he's an £80 million asset. He means a lot to that club, and the value of the club, having an asset of £80 million, looks better for them in terms of the stock market and on all that. So once they go, hopefully they go. I hope it's not Elon. I've listened to that as well. That's the worst case scenario for me. I think he's just, you know, you sell Maguire, one egomaniac, and you bring Elon Musk in, who's another egomaniac. We don't need any more egomaniacs. Thank you.
We don't.
So once the Glazers go, I expect him to be one of the first out the door. And if anything, because he's so ego driven, I don't think Harry Maguire will accept the fact that he will be third, fourth choice. I mean, he's potentially even fifth choice now. With
I would say he's
Shaw
fifth choice. That's my personal opinion.
doing so well. I think he may be fifth choice. And you think, is the Euros next summer? So he's got to think, if I don't start to play, if I don't start to play fully, there's a good chance I'm not going to be in a team, because eventually Southgate's going to have to start playing Tomori. He's going to have to start looking at Tomori. Ben White is probably going to have to start, if he wins the league, Ben White's going to have to start getting brought into the conversation probably. Yes, he's playing right back, but we know he can do a job at centre back. John Stones is John Stones. These centre backs pushing, and if Harry Maguire is to keep his place in the team, he's going to have to look at it. And he's not a Phil Jones. He's not going to sit around, take the wage, and think, I might get a game here or there. Harry Maguire wants to play. Like I said, he was so quick to say, I'm the captain of the club, when it had nothing to do with that. Lets you know the ego that
where his mentality's at. Yep.
Yeah. It's about him. It's about him. So us winning a trophy. One thing I worry about is if we beat Newcastle, and he comes on for the last 5 minutes, does nothing, just comes on to shore up the game. Who's lifting the trophy? And Maguire, because
it probably will be Maguire.
As soon as he comes on, he puts the armband on, bro. He came on. It was a Europa League game. He came on for 90 seconds and took the armband off Bruno. This is the ego that's driving this man. So if he comes on for 5 minutes, does nothing, and lifts the trophy, he has that moment forever that he lifted the first trophy after 6 years. And you'll 100% happen. And he has no right. For me, he has no right to do that.
It might be a joint thing though, because I've noticed this happened before, where him and Bruno could lift it together. It could be. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you look. There's a famous one from the Champions League, and it burns me up because I hate the player now. But when we won the Champions League in '99, it was Schmeichel and Fergie, and you can see Schmeichel trying to pull it away from, because he's taller. He's trying to pull it away from Fergie, and I'm lifting it. I hate Schmeichel now. I was going to City and doing cartwheels when they score against us. You're dead to me, bro. I don't want to know. So it'd be something like that, and I think with his big head, he's probably giving it this to Bruno. Get out! I'm having it. He's got 3 handles, so him, Bruno, and Ten Hag could all have one each. But if he swings that head at you, you're probably going to be in A&E for a week, aren't you? So I think we've gone the long way around here, but I think
that's cool, man. Get off your chest. This is a long form conversation. They know what I'm like. I've been here talking for an hour and a half before. An hour before you got here. It's cool.
I'm just giving you a break. So I think his days have to be numbered at Old Trafford, because he's not fitted to the way we play. I think Lindelof potentially has a lot more about him. He still has his deficiencies, that he's not as quick. He's quite suspect in the air for me, and a little bit weak when it comes to being knocked off the ball. We see that quite a lot with Lindelof, but he can progress with the ball. He can pass the ball. I think he's a good option to have. Whether he'll be the same, I think I can't at this age stick around and not play every week. That remains to be seen. But I expect us to go and get another centre back, whether that's Timber. We look at Timber again.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd go for another left. I know people are saying Gvardiol, but I don't think he'd go for another left-footed centre back, especially if he's got Shaw, who can cover
Shaw
there.
And Martinez, but it depends. He might actually go for a left back if he decides Shaw is going to be the centre back cover, which is an option.
I think I can see him going there eventually, Shaw. I think he's got all the attributes.
I think that's his best position. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah, I think he's got the attributes to do that. Left back, who do you go for? It's one of them. But yeah, I think Maguire for me probably is his last season for United, and it's not a minute too soon, bro. I'm so happy about that. It's brought a smile to my face already.
It's great because he was linked away during January, like I said, as was Lindelof, as was Maguire, and it's good that these squad players or French players who are not good enough are the players being moved away. And the fact that they said acceptance on both sides, how true this is, we don't know. But I'm with you on that, double A. Like, let's move him on and let's go improve in that area. Because yes, Martinez and Varane is great, but the drop off to Lindelof and Maguire is too big of a drop off. So we can definitely go and improve on those two. Definitely. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, with Maguire, I'm just going off. So Troy, I don't know if you've seen it. Troy Deeney
Yes,
was on.
I seen the
on,
Troy
on
Deeney thing. I seen the clip. Yeah, shout out
Ben,
Troy Deeney.
Ben Foster in that, and he's saying
Yeah.
Maguire's agent ringing him after he'd said something on Talk Sport.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe that his agents class him as a brand, like King David Beckham or a CR7. Like no one's buying HM5, mate. No one's buying that shit. You know what I mean? That's like the no disrespect, but they're the trainers you see in George as the George. You know what I mean? Like no, I don't need them. I don't need them. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
just feel like it's not like when Troy Deeney said that, it just goes to show like, and we've heard Maguire speak, whether it's on like you mentioned the interview, whether it's on socials, whether it's him posting out his own stats. He's just not, you know what I'm saying, and that he's just not. What's the word I'm looking for? He just lacks self-awareness, so much self-awareness of where he's at. He really does.
There was the interview. Was it the last season or was it this season at some point? And he said, I think it must have been last season because it was when we was absolutely terrible. And he's come out saying, "Well, I must be playing well because three or four managers."
Yeah, every manager's big. Those it's like you really think you're playing at a level, and that's my biggest issue with him. No improvement. That's what it always is with Maguire. It's never I need to do better. I need to do this. This is not up to scratch. It's always everybody else's fault. And I can't be bothered with all that. I can't be bothered with all of that.
And it's like there's been times when we've lost, and he's not come out and faced the media like a captain should. Other players are doing it. There was I can't remember. Was it the Liverpool game when last season when they battered us and he come out and said, "Oh, I don't want to be here." I didn't want to do the interview at the time.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, you can't. You are the captain of Manchester.
Yeah,
you're quick to tell people that you're the captain. You need to act like a captain. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm not hiding. We were terrible. We need to do better. We've let the fans down. We've let ourselves down.
That's all he could have said quickly. Yeah, that's all he needed to say. Yo, I wasn't good enough. We weren't good enough. It's terrible. That's all he needs to say.
I don't want to be here, bro. Like, get out. Get out of this club. Like, get out. You are not the guy, and we know you're not the guy. You hearts know you're not the guy, and soon you won't be the guy that's blocking the sun in the stadium. To be fair,
that's why you fifth choice. And to you, Taza, in the comments as well says, "Yo, big up. What time is Battle of the North? It is going on in 5 minutes, but I think it's pre-recorded. But big up to everyone in the chat. We did go over 70 likes. Don't forget, subscribe to Talking Kit, people. The Double A's channel, the link's in the title, so you can click the link and it will open up a new tab. So do that right now and head over and go subscribe to Talking Kit, and you can find all Double A socials as well. It was only having you on a short time, but always great to have you on Double A. Anything you want to add, let them know where they can find you, all that good stuff, man, and what you've got going on Talking Kit as well.
Yeah, no, it's, I enjoy. I'm trying to put that work in, bro. As you know, it's one of them like
man, you do
busy weekend doing it, but it's good to be on Sarcasm City again. Big channel I've loved for a while, so it's nice to finally be chopping up with you on your channel rather than just Saeed. So, Talking Kit, like Flawless was saying, so it's just a skewed view on looking at football kits. I've got a Jamaica top on now, me United top in the background. We like he was saying, we look at kits from all different kind of stuff. Tomorrow, Wednesday's show, we got full kit rankers. That's with an R, not a W. And we look at 10 shirts, and because it's Valentine's tomorrow, it's like a love themed show. So we've got 10 shirts and all that kind of stuff. And we've literally got a video coming out at 6 o'clock. This is Desert Island Kits. So I sit down with a kit collector and I get them to choose 5 shirts from their collection that they would take to a desert island with them. We've got he's a legend in the kit community. He's called Kit Manaman. He's the soundest guy, big Arsenal fan. So if you're an Arsenal fan, his number one shirt is I would have it. I would own it. It's mental because it's not just a shirt; it's what's on the shirt and the meaning. It's mad. So yeah, it's coming out at 6 o'clock. I need to go and get my tweet ready to announce that. But yeah, go check out. Like Flawless said, we reached 400. We're steadily growing. It's been a good few weeks. We're getting there. So yeah, the race of 500. I'm taking it a step at a time. So if I don't know how many are in the stream, but I take if 10 of you can go over there. I'm happy
people
with that. Go and subscribe. It'd mean a lot. Become a kit head. As you can see, I'm king of the kit heads. That's what we call a community. So yeah, Talking Kit Double A. Go and check us out. It's sick. To be fair, you're missing out. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
But
man.
big
So
up,
make sure
big
you
up
head over there.
flawless. Yeah, big up flawless
Every time, man. Every time. So head over to Talking Kit. Like you said, man, it's modern day kits, older kits, like club football, outside the Premier League, international, plus more. Make sure you check it out. I'm ahead off as well, people. We're back tonight. So yeah, you will get the Liverpool versus Everton. That watch along will be on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, and then we'll be back here on the YouTube 11:30 p.m. for Doing the Most. That's the Premier League show as well for those that do it. We look at the weekend's games. There's 5 categories in it, like most unforgettable goal, unacceptable error, under the cosh manager, untouchable manager, and unacceptable error. And then we discuss it, but it's from this weekend's games. So they're the 2 shows that are coming up. The ManDem United podcast will be back tomorrow, people, 4:30 p.m. But check out the upcoming live stream schedule here on the YouTube and on the Twitch and let you know all the shows that are coming up till Sunday. But yeah, big up to everyone. I'm gonna head over to Battle of the North. Like I said, I believe it is pre-recorded, so it isn't a live, so it'll probably be out tonight. But this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.